Hello, this is Peter Doherty from the Libertines, and you're listening to Down in Albion with Dave Rogers, the Dave Rogers. Down in Albion, they're black and blue. We don't care about that. And hear Dave Rogers on Channel 2. It's not Channel 2, is it?
It's Radio Free Brooklyn, but you can say whatever you want at this stage. You got me at Down in Albion. Can you remember the first time you played in New York City?
I can remember the first time I played in New York City, but do you know what? It's a bit of a. I hate the word triggering. I don't know why. I think I must have read an article recently that has debunked like the use of the word triggering in like psychoanalysis. But anyway, because it's all to do with when the Libertines first imploded. But yeah, no, I remember it well. Yeah, man, like potting around in me knee-length Mac, my beige Mac in a straw hat with a guitar on my shoulder, trying to get lost, like in this what is a mythical city, but more often than not, getting found out. I think I found myself on a corner, and I was just stood there, like just taking in whatever I was taking in, and then I got a smack around the back of my head. There was these three rude girls. I don't know what you call America, but England we call them rude girls, and they were there. Yo, you think you got something going on, white boy? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And then a car pulled up, literally screeched up, no exaggeration, screeched up. This guy was like, "What the fuck are you doing around here, man?" It was like, I think it was Brooklyn Zoo, this place, or Brooklyn Farm, I don't know, wherever it was. Anyway, he pulled up and said, "Get in." So I got into with this fella, sort of the kind of fella that, probably would normally jump in a car with a stranger, but you know what I mean. I was under pressure here on the corner. I'd already been smacked around the head once, and it was flight, and he drove me back to wherever I was staying, somewhere on what's that street? We got CBGBs and
Barry.
We were staying on the Barry, yeah. But it was weird because this guy was like a heavily tattooed Latino, like hood geezer, but he was listening to Coldplay on his stereo. It was a really strange moment for me because part of me was like, yeah, man, I've been rescued by this kind-hearted gangster, and the other part of me was like, why is he fucking playing Coldplay? So anyway,
so that you played, is it CBGBs you played at?
We played CBGBs, but I did a few things that weekend that sort of got lost. I did a few little random cafe gigs, but first of all, I was sort of really on the back foot, as well, because I was in a bit of a tight spot.
Yeah.
How can I put it? It was the early days of my heavy addiction, so I was just getting myself in all kinds of situations, really, but deliberately,
deliberately,
embracing it and sort of enjoying it as you do when you're living like that. But it was all worrying to the people around me, the Libertines, who weren't. We were there for them to try and get a bit of momentum for the band. We were playing the David Letterman show and playing CBGBs, and so they wanted this. And I was sort of off. I was really off, yeah. And I mean, London was my home at the time, but New York was something I'd never. I mean, it was, I don't know, it's like civilization had been put on some kind of super steroid. I mean, it was all there. Like, I did manage to find out a quiet, inspirational moments as well, aside from like the narcotic.
What were your quiet inspirational moments?
There was some bookshops I remember like getting lost in a few hours. Wonderful, like proper old dusty bookshops, with a fellow in a cardigan with like a Spyro deck filing system that kept flying everywhere, and in the end he was like, I don't fucking know, go down there, try the second left, and I managed to find some amazing little bits, including some original like Hunter S. Thompson letters they'd written to a publisher that had been collected for a book that never got published, and this guy just had it, and it was stuck. And for me, it was like the Holy Grail, you know.
That's an amazing find.
And there was some cool record shops as well, I remember, and just some certain people with a certain swagger, and I think I fell in love a few times. I think,
You described it as a mythical city, Neil. What do you mean? Because there's a lot of mythology.
Well, it's got a lot to live up to, because apparently before the Europeans came over, like the Manhattan was the tribe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they had this, and this was the what do you call something that's the prize piece of your collection? This was the
trophy of the Manhattan tribe.
This area. Yeah. It was this was where all the fish came, and all the fowl, and this is like the land of milk and honey. You know? Like for the hunting, and there's so good valleys and caves where they could hide when the heavy rains and storms came, and then so for a long time, for a good while, it was a sacred place. And then New Amsterdam, it was settled as a trading port by the Dutch, the French, the British, and then New York. But I think as a backdrop to so many, let's forget about the history of the evolution of the Native Americans and mankind as species. Talking purely about music and film, it's been the backdrop to so many epic.
How important is that to you? That New York scene, arts, literature, music.
The scene wasn't really important. What I found and saw wasn't so important to me, because I didn't have high expectations, because I knew that, I knew that end times capitalism had already done its thing. I knew that it had already had, and they did it in the name of decriminalizing it. But I think with the, when they got rid of the muggers, but they also got rid of the cheap rents. So they lost a lot of artists and a lot of that energy that created the beat writers, the punks. But in my mind, it was still there. It didn't matter, because I've been living in a dream, I think, for a long time. And so, like a lot of people, I think, in England, we had that CBGB's Taxi Driver, the poets, Ginsberg, Greenwich Village idea of New York that we refused to have tainted. He refused to have it polluted. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be alive, because it was so vivid, I think, in its day. They can never do it.
I think when you go back, you'll find a lot of that still there. But this point about mythology runs through a lot of your writing. This particularly the concept of Albion, which, as I read it, is for you both mythological but also quotidian. It's in the everyday. What does Albion mean to you now?
It means everything, I think. There's some people, I think, that are so deeply entrenched in their religion that if you try and ask them to describe God, they'll just shoot you dead on the spot, because it's all, not that I'm like that, but no, it's everything. It's the be all and end all, really. It's this epic space. It's look at these people coming through here, filtering through. They're coming through here just to hear them songs and hear those melodies that they're probably giving them more resistant, and they've given their immune systems more resistance than any medicine. These songs, maybe not my songs, but maybe Ocean Colour Scene songs.
No, you
see what I'm saying? I think we all deserve, right, and we all need to be given the chance to learn, right, develop interest in culture, books, music, love of history, geography. But you don't get it. Most people don't get it. They don't get the time. They don't get the opportunity. And so there's only certain snatches of things that will break through the mundane, because it's cripplingly mundane, where we live, what we consume, who we are, unless you've got the resources and the time and the temperament and the intellect to make it all good. It's not, so those things that do get through, those precious things, even in the form of a song, they're cherished, because you just get the sense that there's something more, there's something weird. It's weird though, it can be dangerous, because it can be like a form of propaganda as well,
Yeah.
that can come in handy if you're trying to fight a war or start a religion, or if you're in the royal family or something. But
music can be all of those things. It can be all of those things at once.
absolutely, it is. Yeah, but it's something that brings people together, and it doesn't. You don't need to have a weapon. You don't need to have a leader or a flag or anything. You just have to believe in something beautiful, and you share it for those few moments.
Did you always know that, or did that come to you over time?
Huh?
Did you always know that, the power of the music?
Yeah, I think we've always known it. Man has always known it. We need it. It's just the most joyous thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your latest album, Felt Better Alive, it comes back with more of the nostalgia, the pathos. It's a great album. Do you think your outlook has changed and it's reflected in that album?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's not like I've given up, but there is it's something more inward in this. I think even the most insular songs I've written in the past, like like something like Grace Wasteland is a very melancholy, personal album, but it's something more. It's performative. This album, it's lazy. It's just it was like I was in a space. It was just like I need to write something that whatever mood I'm in, however I'm feeling, whatever's gone on, when I get on that stage and sing these songs, if I have to, I'll be able to do it. So it had to be about things and using words that were me and part of me. Yeah. So when I listen to it now, I am aware. Well, I'm aware to myself that it's not that it doesn't feel like very commercial or not that I haven't tried hard, but I feel like I've recorded these songs as they were written, just like this, just sat like this.
Real openness.
Yeah, it's really difficult to carry that over, especially in a setting like this.
Yeah,
which is why it's nice to be supporting.
Yeah,
because it's not our gig, but even stuff like Calvados, it's very just. This is an old car with a wild man. Yeah, it's kind of silly, not silly, but a folky. It's a little bit silly. It's a story. Yeah. But it's me. It's what I get.
But there's humour in your music as well, and that comes through. And on humour, we're wrapping up now, so
I feel like we haven't even really started.
It feels like it. Yeah, there's so much more to be said. When do you feel most comfortable in your own skin?
Most comfortable in my skin? Yeah, from time to time. Most days at some point.
Yeah.
Normally when I'm not being hurried into something that's been when there's a build up to something specific, like when we do Libs gigs these days, even though it is a lot less stressful than it was, it's still you start to get this.
The big machine has to move.
Yeah, and I've tried to avoid that, and I think I've been successful in avoiding it. But do you know what? I think I feel most comfortable now when I'm sober and straight, and when I haven't had a drink or pushed myself, and this is the problem for me, because it's in those moments that I think, oh, well, now I'll just have a drink and now I'll have a...
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you shouldn't. That's when you should just try and, carry that moment on.
But you're carrying on that moment.
Huh?
But you're carrying on that moment.
Yeah. I know that guy. I see that guy there, a really tall guy with a hat. He's been in so many Libs videos. I just forget his fucking name. I can't believe it. I've known him for years. I think when I'm walking the dogs, when I'm out with the dogs in the forest, and to be honest, most comfortable nowadays is when the baby has a nap. The second she falls asleep, me and my missus, which is like,
it's a special time.
We've got an hour now to breathe, because it's fucking full on.
Can I do a rapid
Jan
fire?
Harlan. Jan Harlan's here. One of the greatest producers in the history of Western cinema. He produced Clockwork Orange, Space Odyssey, I know he produced all the Cooper films, yeah.
Wow,
But Mrs. used to work for him, so he's coming tonight to see the show.
brilliant.
But he's he's in his 90s now, but he's still
Very sharp, I'm sure. Can I do some rapid fire questions? Don't think about the answer, just answer.
Impressions?
Questions. Rapid fire questions.
Oh, you did rapid fire impressions.
Okay.
Who can you do?
I can look like David Tennant, apparently.
Really?
Don't you think? I'm told that almost every day.
Well, no one really knows what he looks like, but yeah, he's got sort of chestnut hair though, hasn't he?
Hair's a bit different. I'm not sure it's all real. Ancient Greece, ancient Rome, or ancient Egypt?
Ooh. You have to be ancient Greece.
Good. There's no correct answer, obviously. Troubadours or raconteurs?
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Yeah, troubadours.
City, seaside, or mountains?
Ooh la la. God, that's a tricky one. Yeah. Well, all three, obviously, as I'm entitled to, but seaside.
Jack Kerouac or F. Scott Fitzgerald?
Yeah. Ah, Jesus. Do you know what? I wonder how they would have got along. They definitely never met. Is that yours?
No, it's yours.
They definitely never met. No.
They can't. No, I don't think they would
Different
have.
generations.
But
But
same postcodes.
I know I tell a lie. I was thinking of Hunter Harris Thompson, Jack Kerouac, and Eric Straw probably could have met.
Could have done.
So after his time in his sort of unsuccessful time in Hollywood doing scripts, he died quite soon after that. Jack Kerouac, 49, did he die? F. Scott Fitzgerald. Whereas Jack Kerouac in 1949, Jack Kerouac would have probably been 30,
Quite young, yeah.
25, 30. Just avoid Jack Kerouac. But I'd love to have been in Paris with F. Scott Fitzgerald, or Perpignan, or Catalonia. But I'd love to have been out in a club or a club, or on a mountain with Kerouac. So yeah, a hard one, that Kerouac, I think.
Kerouac. A lot in there. La Belle or La Bête?
Yes, La Belle or La Bête. Yeah, either. Yeah,
Either or.
either.
Quill pen or penny farthing?
Quill pen. They look tricky, those penny farthings.
Need good balance. Good
Where would you even
balance.
find one? Like, and how would you get it repaired?
Brooklyn, of course.
Oh, really?
Salome or Mary Magdalene?
Wow. You mean Mary Magdalene? You mean Mary?
Yes.
Like
The Mary.
Virgin Mary?
Yeah.
Mary. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to, like, she's got, I wouldn't waste her time with my presence. Salome, I think I could have a giggle with.
Have a laugh at Salome.
Maybe I'd dance. Maybe I'd dance with Mary Magdalene.
I'd like to think so.
Wowzers.
Finally,
Jack Kerouac or F. Scott Fitzgerald?
Fitzgerald.
Yeah?
What? For what?
No, I'm asking you.
Asking me. I think Fitzgerald. I think he'd seen so much, thought so deeply. Kerouac, I think, would be quite intense company.
It's weird. Have you seen that footage of Kerouac on that TV show?
No,
It's like a 50s TV show where early 60s he comes on. Yeah, it's a panel show. He comes on. Pretty
Jack
battered.
Kerouac.
Yeah.
Panel show. Brilliant. Finally, songs of innocence or songs of experience?
Well, I don't have to choose, do I? We've got them both.
You have both.
Yeah.
Which feels like a good way to sum up right now where you are.
Yeah.
Benefits of both.
But we can continue this if you like, huh?
Love to, anytime. Yeah.
Okay, I will do that, but just first to remind you to listen to Junior Brother. I know you made a note of it. Okay, so my name's Peter Doherty, and I'm in a band called the Libertines. I've been for some years, on and off. And you're listening to down in Albion. Awesome. You're welcome.
And this is Dan and Albion. I'm David Rogers, and I have the absolute pleasure to be joined by Peter Doherty. Hello.
John Rogers. David Rogers. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. John, should we do the whole
Should
thing
we do it again? Okay.
Sorry. It's my brain. It's
It's
like
the
we
heat.
filter things these days. Sometimes I forget how old I am. Hello, my name's Peter Doherty. You might know me from the band Libertines, probably not if you listen in America. And I'm talking to you on the Down in Albion network. Is it a network? Down in Albion show with John Rogers. I know. Talking on the